There's a type of employee every company secretly loves. The one who never says no. The one who answers emails at night. Fixes problems they didn't create. Takes extra shifts. Helps coworkers constantly. Accepts pressure silently. At first, this employee gets praised. You're amazing. You're so reliable. We're lucky to have you. But a few months later, something strange happens. The appreciation disappears, while the expectations remain. Now people don't ask for help anymore. They expect it. Managers give them more work than everyone else. Coworkers disappear when difficult tasks appear. Their kindness slowly becomes a job requirement. And the employee starts feeling exhausted, resentful, invisible, not because they're weak, but because they became the used employee. And this happens to hard workers everywhere. Because workplaces often reward one thing more than effort: convenience. The easier you are to use, the more people will use you. That's the brutal reality nobody teaches young employees. A company will often continue taking from you until you finally create limits. And many people never do, because they confuse being respected with being needed. But those are completely different things. A used employee is needed. A respected employee is valued. And there's a massive psychological difference between the two. Used employees usually have the same habits. They apologize too much. Sorry, I'll do it. Sorry for bothering you. Sorry if this sounds stupid. They over-explain everything. They answer instantly. They panic when disappointing people. They say yes before thinking. And without realizing it, they train everyone around them to see them as emotionally available all the time. Managers notice it. Coworkers notice it. Even toxic people notice it. Because people unconsciously test your boundaries. Not always maliciously, just naturally. For example, a manager gives you extra work Friday evening. You accept it immediately. Next week, they do it again. A coworker asks you to quickly finish part of their task. You help them. Soon, it becomes normal. That's how exploitation grows in workplaces. Not through one huge moment, but through small repeated behavior. And the dangerous part is this: the more competent you are, the more vulnerable you become. Because companies rely heavily on reliable people. If you finish tasks fast, you receive more tasks. If you stay calm under pressure, you receive more pressure. If you never complain, management assumes you can handle everything. That's why many hard workers secretly burn out. Not from laziness, from emotional overload. Now here's the transformation most respected employees make. They stop trying to earn respect through sacrifice and start earning it through boundaries. This changes everything. Because respected employees understand something powerful. People respect employees who respect themselves first. Notice how confident employees behave. They don't rush every sentence. They don't volunteer for everything. They don't act guilty for having limits. When they're overloaded, they say, "I can complete this tomorrow." Or, "I can help, but I'll need support with priorities." That sounds simple, but psychologically, it changes how people see you. Because calm boundaries signal self-respect. And self-respect creates professional respect. The transformation begins when you stop acting like your worth depends on pleasing everyone. For example, a used employee says, "Yeah, I'll handle it," even when overwhelmed. A respected employee says, "I'm currently focused on another priority. Which task should I deprioritize?" See the difference? One absorbs pressure silently. The other redirects responsibility professionally. That single habit alone can completely change your workplace experience. Another major transformation is learning strategic silence. Used employees often over-explain themselves because they fear conflict. Respected employees explain less. Not because they're rude, because they're emotionally stable. When someone challenges them, they stay calm. When coworkers dump work on them, they pause before answering. When managers pressure them emotionally, they don't panic instantly. That emotional control creates authority. And here's something uncomfortable. Some coworkers will dislike your transformation. The moment you stop being endlessly available, certain people become irritated. Why? Because your boundaries remove their convenience. The coworker who always needed favors suddenly calls you different. The manager who overloaded you suddenly says, "You've changed." But what really changed is that you stopped abandoning yourself to keep everyone comfortable. And that's necessary. Because if you don't protect your time, nobody else will. If you don't protect your energy, workplaces will consume all of it. This doesn't mean becoming cold or arrogant. That's a mistake many people make. The goal is not aggression. It's controlled professionalism. You can still help people, still be kind, still work hard, but your kindness must have limits. Your availability must stop feeling unlimited, and your value must stop depending on self-sacrifice. That is how the transformation happens. The used employee constantly asks, "How do I make everyone happy?" The respected employee asks, "How do I stay valuable without destroying myself?" That mindset changes everything. Because in the end, the employees who earn the most respect are usually not the loudest, or the most emotional, or even the hardest workers. They are the people who remain calm under pressure, protect their boundaries, and never allow their kindness to become permission for exploitation. If this hit you, don't forget to subscribe. I break down the truth behind work, burnout, and power every week.